I chose to go from pickaxe to full kit. Let's see how I do. Let's start off by prefacing this is the hardest challenge I've done in a long time, and I don't recommend doing it for fun. I wanted to jump off a building. And let me tell you, bringing a pickaxe to a gunfight is arguably worse than a knife to a gunfight. Swinging this thing around would take 50% of my endurance every swing. It was nearly impossible to catch up with someone when they ran away. Finally, I get some sense to try and hide behind walls and sneak up on people, but didn't work when you're already 75% down. Maybe next time. I 100% feel bad because I became the rat I swore to destroy, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Not only did I get this kill, but it also really instilled my hate for Ark just that much more. And I'm not really sure what this guy was doing. Obviously, he didn't realize I just had a pickaxe, because if he did, he'd have just stood at the other side of this hole and shot me. To be fair, he didn't have a great kit. But it is my first kit, and another man's trash is another man's garbage. Yeah, a $7,800 kit. Not an excellent start, but it is a start. Sadly, a Beretta, absolutely terrible gun. Absolutely terrible. And what was I doing when I threw this smoke here? What was my idea? In my defense, I'd been doing this for like 4 hours. Beretta pretty much stands no chance against anything other than a pickaxe. Sadly, this guy had a kettle. Ratting and third-partying pretty much became my specialty, and it's a skill that I'll never be able to lose, but I hate myself for having. At first, I was kind of worrying this guy didn't have anything. I wasn't totally wrong. He did supply us with a rattler and some basic materials to get started. Sadly, this guy did not care that I had a rattler. The Bobcat really hurts, and I'd like to have had that, because that would have been my 50k kit right there. It's got to be embarrassing to die to only a pickaxe.
Is that necessary?
It most definitely was. You might think a 29k kit's halfway there, but during this challenge I die with a lot more. And I didn't show it, but this guy straight up disappeared. This guy, however, got styled on. He had the same idea as I did, I just beat him to it. There's just nothing more satisfying than seeing that Raider flare pop up. And now, obviously, what better way to end the run than face some teamers? Sadly, they're speaking in Spanish, and I don't know Spanish, otherwise I would have teamed up probably at this point. Luckily, I do find them later and figure out they do indeed speak English. Just at the time, must have been speaking in Spanish. There's one.
What the fuck, dude?
And two.
Yeah, watch yourself, man. That dude's fucking right.
Yeah, I'm a ratting, but you're teaming on solo. I feel like I could have won this fight if I didn't get pushed out so early by the shredder, but what can you do? I like to think these guys ended up dying by the shredder. Luckily, the sun always shines through, and this was the last time I had to drop out my entire inventory. Now I hunt. As I'm watching this back, I was one misstep from falling over that rail and probably spending another 3 hours on this challenge. How this guy didn't get the better of me, I'm not really sure, but this is what I'm talking about when you gotta play those walls. Now we push him. Finally, a success. This guy was generous enough to supply us with a kit that looked much more promising than the kits we'd gotten in the past. Here I'm planning out my route all the way back to Seed Vault to try and find some kills along the way. This fellow was simply wrong place, wrong time, and I had a kill quota to meet.
You good? I'm not gonna shoot you.
I'm sorry. I probably wouldn't have a working keyboard if this flamer killed me. Yeah, here I actually almost fumbled the best run I'd had in a long time. Thankfully, I pulled my act together. Venators kind of suck at level 1 and 2. They get alright at level 3, and then level 4 they're pretty good. This didn't bring my overall value up by that much, but I was pleased to get this loot. We are now 10k away from that 50k goal. I'm getting a little excited and also a little bit nervous. And right about here I crapped on my pants. I know y'all are reading the script. Drop a like and a follow, because I did indeed make it through. The Rat Man is in hot pursuit once again. I'd heard this Seed Vault extract going off, and I knew that's where I was getting this last 10k. I could have swore he was behind that wall, but he would run all the way down that hallway. I'm also, what am I aiming at his kneecaps here? Not quite sure. And there's that shredder again. So let me get him out of here real quick. Yeah, I had to also cut here because that guy said some profane things to me. I can't imagine he was too happy. As of right now, it didn't look like I was going to make my quota until that Osprey popped up. And I knew my suffering was coming to an end. 3 guns on this guy's body, and I hit that extract button. We are 5 seconds away. I say again, I hate shredders. This was my hardest challenge by far, but 3 kills and 56k, we did it.